here, man. Let's definitely. Yeah, you can sit right here, bro. Right here, in front of the microphone. First podcast. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What's happening, Captain? Might check one too.
An intern with me, but she's not here, so.
Oh. Intern.
Alrighty. Oh, okay. All right, I'm yellow. Can you turn me down just a little bit?
Which one you do?
Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
This one?
The yellow. I'm yellow.
Huh?
I'm yellow.
Oh, yellow.
I'm already in there. Just turn me down a little bit. Don't touch that. Turn it down, like turn the knob.
Oh, this.
Yeah. Oh, not that much. Oh.
I don't know if I can hear you.
Turn me up just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. On my Wayne shit. I'm good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear yourself?
I don't think so.
Turn it up.
You want to check them? Never. I don't
know. Man.
Yeah. It's your profession, bro, not mine.
Plug it in, like touch it. There it is.
It's working. Cool. Bet.
They got a little short.
Okay.
That's why I said. That's why I have my intern.
Got you. Yeah.
You can hear it now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Bad.
We
in the building, man. You're late.
I know.
God damn, just like Negroes, bro.
You got me there.
Just like Negroes late, bro.
Got me there, bro.
Not even 5 minutes late. 30 minutes late.
30? Hold on.
15.
15 minutes.
You know what they say, man. If you're on time, you late. If you late, you're. I don't even know the other part. One thing. I got a couple rules though. You got to talk in the mic.
You got to talk in the mic.
Yeah, like you got to get in there. If you want to bring it closer to you, you good.
Oh, no, I'm good right here.
All right. But you got to make sure you get in there. You feel me? There you go. And it's a short in there, so if you can't hear it, that's why you just press, man.
I can.
Okay. All right, bro. Well, we're here, man. My boy, can I call you by your...
Yeah.
We didn't get the brief or nothing, so because you were late.
Cool. Yeah.
So I don't know what we can and can't talk about.
Whatever. Let's just get into it. What you want me to introduce?
All right, well, I got my mans in here. You already know what time it is. It's Bleak Truth and Fact with your boy Khalil. Back like I never left, like I forgot my fucking keys.
Yep.
I always got to say something corny like that.
Back like you forgot your keys.
Yeah. I got that from Short Dog, actually.
For real?
Yeah. You remember Short Dog?
Yeah, I know Short Dog.
The rapper?
Yeah,
Not too short.
No, Short Dog.
Yeah.
He's from Houston, right?
Yeah, he's from Houston.
He was signed with Wayne and then something happened.
Yeah, then he fell off. I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
And now it goes.
I'm Khalil Edwards.
Yeah. Khalil Edwards, man. My
Thanks
guy. And we go back, man.
Way back.
Way back. You actually, I still consider you one of my best friends.
I do too, man.
Yeah. Even like when I talk about you or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my best friends, he's doing his thing. Sometimes I don't know why you come up in conversation, but if you do, I'll be like, yeah, that's my guy.
Definitely. Same here, man.
Because we've been through a lot, man.
History.
Just as friends, you know?
Real talk, man.
Man, goofy guys.
What, 8th grade?
Hell yeah.
Way back.
I remember you used to bounce around schools a lot. You was at Shotwell, Bamwell, Clawton.
No, I never went to Bamwell.
Oh.
I went to Clawton for sure. I started at Shotwell, and then we moved from Northwest Park over to the Clawton area, Silver Glen and stuff. And that's when I went to Clawton, Westfield, Winchy, you know, all that stuff.
Shout out to Winchy, man.
Winchy, bro. So that is where we created memories.
Yeah. Winchy was one of them schools, man, where it was just a bunch of us together. We didn't know what was gonna happen. We just wanted laptops.
Bro, you crazy.
That's all we wanted, man. We just wanted laptops.
You ain't lying, bro.
We didn't really.
That was one of the main reasons why I went.
For the laptop?
For the laptop.
Yeah.
Personal laptop. I thought it was cool, school, But ended up being cool. Like you said, we was all together.
Yeah.
We already knew each other and stuff, and we had because of basketball, we all had a strong camaraderie.
Yep. Oh, that word, man, camaraderie. I was thinking that word too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Camaraderie. And that's why I say, man, I still consider you one of my best friends to this day, one of my good friends, because all the history, all the stuff we've been through, things like that, man.
Yeah, man.
And it's good to see you doing your thing too, bro. Grown man, doing your thing.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Yeah, that's all it is, man. Is putting that effort out there, man.
Right.
I do this, man, because I felt like it was my calling, man. It was my calling to motivate people, give people a better outlook, give people a better mentality.
Yeah.
And that's just my thing or whatever. So this is my steel, my stick, whatever they call it. I try to call my, you know what? I'll be pulling words out my ass. So
show your forte.
My forte. I like that shit, bro.
Your bread and butter.
So you got the Edwards gang in there, huh?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
My fam,
You know what, man? Like, I see, like, you have your own business right now, right?
Yeah.
Businessman. I like that, man. Like,
thank you.
So we're friends. We cool.
Thanks.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I never thought that you would have. I'm not saying that you would have a business, but that you would have a lawn service. Like, I didn't even know that was what you was into that.
Well, it wasn't what I was into. I had a few different goals. I was doing a few different things, but at the time, it started off as a lawn service, just something on the side to get out of doing what I was doing, something more positive, things like that, just to get my mind focused. Plus, when I first started my business, I just had my son, my first child. So, I wanted to do things right. And I just didn't want to be, I read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Man, you made me like the second or third person to actually to recommend that book.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read it.
I recommend it, man. Yeah. I read it and it changed my outlook on things, how I looked at things.
Yeah.
Well, my main perspective on being a father, what type of father I wanted. It basically, I wanted to be the father. I wanted to be the rich dad, not the poor dad.
Rich dad, poor dad. Okay, I get it. So like, so would you say your life changed when you had your first son?
Definitely.
Or your son came first, right?
Yeah, son came first.
You know what they say, a real man has a son first.
Yeah, that's what they say. And they say, your real woman had your son first too, Keep the woman and give you your first child as a son. That's what I heard.
Man, that's what's up, man. And last time we hung out, man, I remember we was with the fam and shit. Yeah, we blew a little bit.
Yeah.
That was fun. And I was like, man, that's what's up, man. Like, that was like 6 years ago.
I know. It's been a minute, bro.
Maybe 7 though. That was a minute.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you still look the same. We still kicking it like it was just.
I know.
No time been through that.
Oh, that's why I was like, man, I already know it's gonna be real easy, real smooth.
Mm-hmm.
So before you had your son, how was your outlook on life? How did you see life? Were you planning things out? Were you just going with the flow? Like,
yeah, I was planning things out, but in a different way.
Yeah.
I wasn't as planned and organized. A little bit about stuff I was into.
Yeah.
But I definitely had to change that, and the way I was looking at things, in order to be better and better myself, and do what it was I wanted to do. Because I always knew I wanted to own my own. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And that goes back to your question, about lawn service. And the reason where that came from is because my mom always had me doing that, as a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
She always, at 8, 9 years old, I really started my first lawn service at that age.
Yeah.
My older brother.
I remember actually helping you cut your grass a couple times.
You did?
Yeah.
I think you did, bro. Wow.
Just to do it, like,
you might have.
Because I used to come over your house and just kick it all the time and shit, just like randomly.
Yeah.
So.
For sure, we used to hang out a lot, basketball tournaments, kicking.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you said you grew up single mom, and I know your moms, man. Your moms are so cool, man, and your brother, man. But a lot of people, that grow up in the single parent homes, like they're a little bit wild, man, and they yearn for that fatherly love, and there's a void in them, and they act out emotionally. They pick gangs, or they pick a group of people to latch on to. How did you maneuver and not do that? Because to me, you always we was into stupid shit, but at the same time, you always had a level head, bro.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
thanks. You too.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's a great question too, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, that is real. That a lot of single parent homes, single mothers and their children, they end up going astray, doing this and that. We all know that. But how I did that, honestly, it was nothing but the Lord, because He blessed me with the mother and the family that I had.
Yeah.
I had uncles, I had, role models. I had very strong women that were independent. They were taught to survive on their own, stand on their own 10 toes. So that's, what I was taught and how I was raised. So, and like you said, it's just a lot of decision making for myself.
Yeah.
Not allowing other people to influence me and knowing how to make decisions for myself.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
I'll say this, like your mom is like, and I always say that, strong woman, like, I don't know if there's strong women in the world. I always say there's weak men, but your mom is like, man, she's solid.
Facts.
You feel me? Like she is solid. Like definitely. Even though you was probably doing some crazy shit in school, like you still stayed on your grades. It wasn't like you was like bugging up. Like you was having fun, but like I remember we in math class, you get the test done first, and then we acting up, then we acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? Like we getting our work done first. Like it was always like we had our priorities right, but we were still class clowns.
We were, but
huge class clowns.
We were smart class clowns.
We made smart cool, man. Because being smart wasn't cool, Like being smart, being in the books and studying and getting your homework done, like that shit was lame. But for us, we was like, nah, we gonna do this and we gonna do that.
Right, like do both. And I still carry that to this day because a lot of people they get caught up in just being one sided. Focusing on one thing. You can never, to me, you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. So you shouldn't just be one type of way. You should always, that's how you grow and learn and change and become better. It's like, learning different things, not just putting up a wall, just being one way. So, man, I could have been that way. I could have been an emotional person. And the emotion that I did struggle with
definitely
was anger.
Often,
and I honestly,
you had a quick trigger, man.
I did have a quick trigger.
Yeah. I done broke up a couple fights with you.
Yeah.
No, nigga, don't do it. Chill, bro. That's your father, man. I know.
Yeah. No lie. So, but that contributed to, like you said, the wanting the father to be there and the anger from that.
Yeah.
And just growing up, without that guidance, because it's very important that people do have their fathers, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's important that they have good mothers too, man.
Of course, you need both. It's both.
Gotta have both.
Both.
It's honestly that's the only way I see it is having both. But if the situation is where you can't have both, the important thing is to at least be a father to your children, bro.
Yeah.
No matter what happens between you and the woman that you decided to have kids with.
Yeah.
Be a father to your kids because that's what kids need, bro. They need that protection. They need that confidence.
Because not everybody is that lucky to have that mentality without having that guidance. And some and it's not all women, but a lot of women when they do have single moms, they do some crazy shit to their kids, make their kids hate their father, and
and I'm blessed that my mom didn't do that.
Yeah,
she never did that.
Yeah,
she could have. Whether it was deserved or not, but she didn't.
Yeah.
She always allowed us, me and my brother, to have our own opinion and our own decision on how we feel about our father for ourselves.
Yeah. So, like, are you cool with him? Do you know? Like,
yeah. So we are. Yeah. I've always with that, I want to say maybe around middle school to going to high school is when I first started really just interacting with my father. He used to fly us out to LA and stuff. We would spend summers out there. So I had a small, brief relationship.
Yeah, I remember you telling me you go to LA a lot and shit, because I used to go to LA a lot too.
You did,
so we did have that little.
That's what we used to always have.
Yeah, like, oh, you out? Yeah, I got people out there too. I was always out there in LA.
We used to always talk about it.
Hell yeah. So I do remember that too.
Yeah. I was out there a couple years ago because he had a situation. He was gone for about 10 years. And then I want to say my junior year.
Yeah.
And then about for 10 years he was gone. And then when
it was locked up or
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was mixed up in some stuff, blue collar stuff, laundering, that stuff you see on Ozark.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into none of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was gone, and then a couple years ago I went to see him, and now we got a strong communication. What
I always say, man, and what I've learned in life is like, because like I grew up with my father, so, but like my brother and sister, they didn't really grow up with my father with them in their lives like that. And so I see it. And then my favorite cousin, he didn't grow with his father like that. So I think the biggest thing is just forgiving, You know, asking for forgiveness and being like, you know, because you never know what they're going through at the time, man.
True.
So as you get older and you make up your own mind of decisions, and you can let go of that anger by just forgiving and be like, you know what, Mom, you did your best you could. Pops, you did what you could. I don't know what happened. I don't even care. It's just I love you. I want to have a relationship with you. You know, it is what it is, man. So
and that's real.
Yeah.
That's so real.
Yeah.
It's hard to, it may be hard for some people to accept that.
Yeah.
It's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But in the long run, that's how you heal yourself.
Definitely.
That's it. It's funny you say that because that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
I had to let that go and understand. And that comes with age, that comes with maturity, you know, stuff like that. But I had to understand, like, hey, I wasn't there. I don't know the full scope of things, this and that. All I can do is, what I like to say is, man, we can't do nothing about the past. We can only work on the future and deal with what's here.
Yeah.
So, that's something in my later years, really up until recently, I really just developed that to just let it go and really just forgive. Because you can say you forgive someone, and then in the bottom of your heart, in the back of your mind, you really don't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
it gotta come genuine. It has to come from
you gotta really do it and move on and say, you know what? I'm not gonna let that continue to affect what could be.
Yeah.
And just focus on what was
now. Living in now and you know, plan ahead always, but at the same time living in now, and you know, whatever the Most High puts in your pathway, you'll be able to handle after you get over all the emotions and stuff. I always say, man, as men, man, we can't be emotional, man.
Yep.
We cannot, man. We have to. And the people don't like when I say it, but like, it's not that you can't be emotional. It's just we have to be able to control our emotions.
Right.
It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be angry.
Exactly.
But how are you controlling that? Like, what are you putting that towards? So, man.
And I agree with that.
Yeah. So with your family, man. So how does that, like, all that shape you for being? Because to me, from the outside looking in, it look like you're a good family guy. Like, you love your wife. Like, you the head of the family, head of your wife.
Yeah.
You seem like you're doing it the right way, man. It's like it's like an example, you know. And you know, I don't know your wife like that, but it's like, it just seems like from outside looking in that you just have everything in order, man. God, Christ, man, woman, children, man.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Most definitely, and I appreciate that. But for the most part, I do have things in order, and that's, and like you said, and that's the main focus. As a man, if you want to be a leader and a man, you got to remember that order. You got God, you got Christ, and you got you as the head here on earth.
Yes, sir.
And then if you build a household, children, you got to remain that. So, you know, of course, there's always times, bro. Nothing is ever perfect. Nothing's ever smooth. It's work. You know? And there's always times where there's trouble, things like that. But as a man, in all things, whether it's relationships, whether it's being a father, whether it's being out here in the world, at your job, whatever, I feel like, you know, it's about managing your emotions, being a leader, and just leading by example.
Yeah. That's really the most important part is leading by example. I mean, the woman and the kids, they're looking at us, you know, and if we're not examples, if we're not leading, then, you know, it's blind leading the blind.
Right.
The woman is like, look, what we doing?
Exactly.
You know, where we eating?
Exactly.
Where we going to eat? I don't know. Nigga, you tell me.
Exactly. Bro, at the end of the day, if the woman, even if your woman doesn't want to admit it, bro, it's just a natural way of things. It's naturally embedded in the woman to look to her man for guidance, decision making. And as a man, you should be a decision maker.
Yeah.
You should be ready and available to give that guidance.
Yeah. So were you always? Because I'm just thinking back, like, did you always know that you was gonna be married and have and be like that, or did you think you was gonna be a Lothario your whole life and play a player doing your thing?
Yeah, man. I knew I was gonna have kids and stuff like that. I didn't know it was gonna be at the time it was.
Because you was really young when you.
Yeah, very young, 21.
21. That's when you got married?
Nah.
Oh.
About 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had but you met your wife at 21?
Yeah.
And y'all had y'all, and then y'all had your first child.
My first son. We had our first son when I was 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too much longer after y'all met.
Nah, it wasn't too much longer. About going on 3 years. About 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I wasn't wanting to have, looking for that. Like I said, I was young. I was still doing stuff. My mind was always focused on getting my bread right. So I wasn't looking to do that. But when it happened, I had to make the adjustment. You know, I didn't back down from it. I didn't run from it. You know, I just made the adjustment. I did what I had to do. And, you know, whether it was working 2 jobs, cutting yards at the same time. I used to do that, bro. I used to work 2 jobs and still cut yards during the same day.
Yeah.
You know, I'll get up at like 6 in the morning, cut a yard, go to work, take a little nap, spend a little time with my son, go get another shift. And if there was still time in the day, because, you know, sometimes it gets dark at 8, 9 o'clock, I still hit another yard.
Dang. So, man, where did that motivation come from, man? That's a hustler mentality right there, man. That's like, by any means, gonna get it.
And that's where, like you said, that's the answer. Just the mentality. You know, just getting my mind focused on what it is I actually want and being a decision maker.
Are you afraid to fail?
I'm also afraid to fail. Yeah. Afraid of failure. It's not so much what people think. I don't really care what others think and how they feel for the most part. Unless they're involved with me. Family, business friends in general, associates, things like that. I care about what they think. I care about how they feel. So with that being said, my family held me at a high standard, you know, my entire family. So when I was out there making bad choices, bad decisions, that was another help for me, motivation for me. Looking at my family like, man, they're disappointed. You know, I don't want to disappoint them. Let me make them proud. Other than that, you know, I want it better for myself. You know, I know my worth, my value. I look at myself and carry myself a certain way, as you do. You know, and as we always have. So with that, you gotta match your game. Got to match what you talk, what you do. Match what you talk. So I had to do that. I had to get out there and do that. The stuff I wanted in my head, I had to get out there and make it happen. You know, and I still do each and every day.
So, it's always about progression, man, and getting better and building on top of whatever you have.
Right.
You never know where you can go with that type of motivation. Right. So is your goal to, you know, be like rich, a millionaire, or is your goal just to be able to take care of, you know, your family and take care of things that you have to do? Because I know a lot of people they want to be millionaires and they want to do all this, do that, and this, that, and the third. Like, what is your overall goal? Especially with your business, you know?
My business, as far as my business goes, I want to get it to where, you know, as big as it can be. Of course, it started out about the money. Want to make money, things like that. But that came from wanting to provide and protect and be a man for my family. You know, so as far as now, I mean, of course, everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants money. So of course, that's a motivation. But my main motivation is building something sustainable. So that way, when I leave this earth, I got children that I brought here. You know, I got 3. So I got to leave something. My main focus is building something that is sustainable for them. You know, that I can give to them, because I feel like what I believe is from the Most High, you know, his orders as a man, we're supposed to build something and leave behind a heritage for our children. That's a commandment. That's an order. That's not
that's a fact, bro.
That's not a suggestion.
No.
If you read closely, that's what we're supposed to do. So that's what my goal is. Is to accomplish that.
Man, and I love that, bro. Like you're a man of God, man of the Most High, and you understand his commandments, and it seems like you're to the best of your abilities fulfilling those commandments, man. And that's what I try to do, man, to the best of my abilities. Because I know, like, in my life, man, there's certain things that I did and I regretted, or not really regretted, but just felt bad. I shouldn't have did it and made the wrong decision. I fell before. I've been back against the wall, rock bottom. Shit, I'm still probably back against the wall, rock bottom right now, man. I ain't doing nothing right now. I'm trying to make things work, man. And that's really what it's all about, man. I don't have any kids. I'm not married, man, single man and all that. But, you know, just going forward, I know that my future wife, my future kids, if the Most High does bless me with those things, you know, I want to leave something on this earth. That's why I have this podcast, man, is to leave something on this earth that people can come back to and say, you know what, like, I'm all about having a rulership mentality, man. Having that king mentality, man. Thinking like a king, man, and thinking more, not just being a victim all the time, like not blaming others, man, and not like saying, man, I could have did this, I could have did that. And don't live with regrets, man. It's nobody's fault. You know? Like you whatever you do in life is the decision you make, you know? And as men, we have to, you know, be able to make those executive decisions, you know? So
I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. Man, that's what's up, man.
I feel like that's what you say that a lot, you know, on social media. I feel like that is your main point. It's just that the delivery sometimes rub people the wrong way, but that's always something that you say that I agree with, bro.
Yeah.
The rulership mentality.
Yeah.
You saying that a lot, and that's sometimes goes over, or I guess some people don't see that point because of emotions, whatever it may be.
Oh yeah, I've lost a lot of friends, man. Once I started this podcast and then getting on Facebook and actually speaking how I feel, man. Lost a lot, like close friends too.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that, but I'm gonna answer your question first, though. With the rulership mentality, because I like talking about that.
Yeah,
and because I agree with that, and bro, as far as being a man of God, yeah, I consider myself a man of God, and I try each and every day to learn and follow the true order of things and what it is He wants me to do as an individual, as a man, as a person. So, no, am I perfect? No. Do I make mistakes? Oh yeah, each and every day. Do I, rub people the wrong way? Do I hurt people? Do I get hurt? Yes, I've hurt people. Yes, I've been hurt. But I don't allow that to continue. I try to better myself, and like what you said, you're making the effort. That's what it's about.
The effort, man. Like, cause some people know they out here bullshitting, man.
Yeah,
they know it, and they just don't want to change.
I see it all the time. People know, bro, and people tell them that they are, and they still don't want to change. But and that's one thing I try to stay away from. People who say, "Oh, I want this out of life. I like that. I want this," but they don't do nothing to go get it.
Yeah.
So because my mentality is different. It's on rulership. It's on being a king. You can't confess and profess to be a king, and you ain't got nothing to really back it up. You ain't even got knowledge.
Damn,
it ain't always about the monetary or the physical, bro. If you ain't even got the spirit or the knowledge of a king, of a ruler, then how can you claim to be that?
Can't. To be honest with you.
It starts in the mind. Because everything you think about is gonna come to fruition.
Yeah, it's gonna manifest on its own once you think about it. It's gonna come through. Like, you have to think it first.
There you go.
Maybe say it, and then it'll come.
It on paper. That's what my mom always put it on paper. You got goals.
Man, you go through my notes, man. Everything's on paper, man. Facts. Everything is planned out, man.
That's how my business started, bro. 4 or 5 years ago, I started out the trunk of a car.
Yeah.
With a $100 lawnmower. Doing it as a side hustle. Now I do landscaping, washing, lawn care. I build fences. I build patios.
Yeah.
Build decks, custom work, all that. I do.
So did you go to school for that?
No. I did not. But I was in the line of work I was doing. I came across people and individuals. Saw potential, and so they laced me up with some game. They taught me how to do these things. These are, I'm talking. So basically, for my business, I always wanted it to be a one-stop shop like Walmart.
Yeah.
Not just lawn care. You got guys out there that literally just cut grass, don't even trim bushes, nothing. How you make money? I didn't see a big business in that. That's why I started to develop my skills and do what I do now. So, but yeah, I had people who taught me how to do build fences, pressure washing. I was already doing that. I did that for a company, and that's pretty simple. You just.
And the crazy thing about that, man, when I was growing up, I used to go to Omaha, Nebraska a lot, man.
Yeah.
A lot. I used to spend my summers out there. And my uncle, man, he's sitting in jail right now, man. But he had a business, very similar to what you do. We would cut grass, we would paint fences, we would build fences, build porches, we would remodel. We did everything, man. So as a kid, I did all these things that you're doing. I did them as a kid, helping out my uncle, man. And I used to make a lot of money during the summertime doing that, man. So I know how lucrative it can be, and how how you can build your clientele and things of that nature. Not to be honest though, like in Omaha, it's a different type of city. It's a smaller city, and everything's really close, and people know each other and all that. And I never really thought about bringing that here to Houston because it's so big, man. And but at the same time, like.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's so big. It's so
many, yeah.
I drive down the street and all I do is see dollar signs all day. I'd be like, man, that's a contract there. It's a contract.
Yeah.
You just got to go get it.
Yeah.
So.
And I asked you about the school thing because, everybody, younger kids that listen to this podcast, they, I don't want them to feel like they have to go to school to be successful, quote unquote, in life. You don't, school is cool. You'll learn things.
Definitely,
but, if you don't have to go to school to be successful, to have your own business. Don't let that discourage you just because you didn't go to school or anything.
Right. But I would say, if there are, younger kids listening to this, things like that, I always promote school.
Yeah, I do too.
I at the same time, I promote entrepreneurship because that's who I am. That's what I am. Even though I didn't go to, school for what I do, I'm still planning to go back for business degrees, things like that, things that will help me as far as business goes, accounting, things like that.
Yeah.
Whatever that can sharpen up my mind for business. So let's say you do want to be an entrepreneur, you do want to go get a business degree, do a bachelor, whatever, and
take that time to sit down and like sometimes the world moving so fast, you just sit your ass down, read, focus on one thing because there's so much going on at once, and you get tired. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and man, none of that stuff is going anywhere.
Right.
All that stuff gonna be there.
Don't get me wrong, you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to go to school.
Yeah.
School is a good thing, but no, you don't have to go to school to make money legally and good money. I'm gonna just say this: there's a Houston company. There's two actually Houston companies that do landscaping. They only do commercial properties. Every year, they're on Forbes list. They're actually one of the companies that you probably see or will see now that I mention them.
Yeah.
They're called Brightview. Annually, they bring in $2.9 billion every year, landscape company.
Damn.
And they're in Houston.
Damn.
They're in 4 other states, but they're in Houston.
Wow.
You'll see them around the city. They don't do anything other than commercial properties, but they do big things. And I look at that. So you can actually go to Forbes and pull up a list of landscape companies in America, the top landscape companies, like the top 15 or top 21. The smallest on that list, I want to say, brings in $14 million a year. So they don't even do things like pressure washing or construction. They simply do landscape, lawn care, planting flowers, mulch, property maintenance. So that's why I say there's money everywhere. The industry I'm in is a $75 billion industry annually.
Yeah.
So that means there's $75 billion out there for landscape companies every year that you can go get.
See, you learned your market, man.
Definitely.
You learned your market. You didn't just get in here and say, you know what, I'm gonna just no, you learned your market, you seen what was out there, and you seen what you can do, and you seen how you can get a piece of that pie.
Exactly. And that's what I still do every day. You have to not only know your market that you're in, which would be your industry, but you got to know your customers. You got to know who it is you're marketing to.
Yeah, and I know you good with people. So you got a mouthpiece on. You can talk. Yeah, you can talk.
A lot better with people. Yeah,
you can talk to some people, man.
Definitely, that's a part of it. Likability.
Yeah.
You got. Let's say somebody calls you to their house.
Yeah.
They don't know you.
Yeah.
You show up. They don't like you. Why would they give you a couple $1,000s to do work at their home?
They don't even like you.
If they don't like you, they're not going to trust you. That's a big thing.
Trust.
I'm
customer goodwill, man.
I'm 28. There's people that trust me with deposits. Like certain projects, you got to give me a deposit.
Yeah.
People trust me with that.
Yeah.
Why? I built the credibility. I built the portfolio. Most importantly, when I come to your home, when you speak to me on the phone, I'm professional.
Yeah.
I'm all about the customer. You being satisfied.
Yeah.
I want to know everything that you expect of me and make sure that we're going to get everything you expect to be done. Does everything come out perfect? No. Does every customer that I work with be happy? For the most part, yeah. But, things don't always go perfect, but that's a part of business. If you want to grow, I don't want to stay stagnant, bro. I built something, I got to a point, but I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I got to know that stuff.
Man, dude, that's so motivational, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man, I love that, bro. And especially knowing you, bro. Like, because I interview so many people that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I be like, oh, you doing your thing and stuff. I like where you at. But then to interview somebody that I fucking know, bro, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, thanks, bro.
Man,
I appreciate that,
man, dude, just hearing this stuff from you, man, it's like knowing all the stuff that we've been through and how we grew up, man. To be honest, man, it was almost inevitable, man, that we sitting right here being able to talk about this and to talk to the people, because probably a lot of people in high school probably be like, man, them dudes is clowns, man. They not.
Yeah, probably didn't think we was gonna do much, but
But honestly though, like I think our status quo, like where we was at, everybody's gonna do something, man. There is no excuses out here, man.
With that statement, you act like we was just like.
I know
Bro, we was on top of Winchie.
I know, bro. Like at the same, like
part of Westfield too, man.
Yeah, thinking about that, like the status quo was like here. We wasn't gonna be here. You know, like we wanted to look the part, be the part, act the part.
Yeah.
You know, like we.
And see, with that being said, as a man, you gotta it comes a time in your life where you're gonna decide whether you just gonna keep talking or you're gonna actually do it.
Yeah.
So nowadays, I do much more than I talk. This is probably the most talking I've done in a while.
I know, man. That's why I wanted you on here, man. Because like on your social media, you don't really post too much pictures, personal pictures like that. You're not doing too much talking, but you'll see your work.
Yes, sir.
You'll see your work.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. You got your logo as your default picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You about your business, man. I'm trying to transition my social media to that where I'm just promoting, this. This is what I want to promote. I got my full-time job on the side and stuff like that. And do other things, coach basketball and stuff like that. But I really want to just promote what I got going on, man. And so many people like that social media platform, man, is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Cause we ain't had that in high school, man. We had a little MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace. Bro, I remember all the time we would spend just editing MySpace.
Yeah.
MySpace, bro. That's damn near how we met. Damn near MySpace. We had
could have been, yeah. I probably did.
You remember how we met, bro? With the
what? How? Tell me.
Message. We ain't got it.
Because I really don't remember, bro. I'm not gonna lie. 10 years, I just smoked a lot of ganja.
With a MySpace message or something.
What, I messaged you?
Nah, somebody else dating or something at the time. Bro.
That's it funny, man.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I went to elementary school with her, though.
Usually, you're the one that reminds me about that, too.
Damn.
I have to remind you about that.
Damn, I forgot about that shit. You know how you fucking... Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like, crazy. Man, you always kept a little solid little team behind you, man. Not gonna lie, man. How does one go for, because that's always been my thing with these. Like, we're gonna switch gears a little bit, man. Get into the relationships and stuff like that. And, I know you're a married man nowadays, but you wasn't married your whole life, man.
Nah.
Yeah, so like, that's always been my thing, man. It's like having a girl, but like feeling like I'm missing out on something else when I'm with one girl, man. Like that was always my thing. Like, how do you not do that? How do you stay faithful, man? Just give it a buck. How do you stay faithful, man? Because that shit is tough, brother.
Yeah, man.
And this is all audio, man. Trust me, man. So we can't see facial expressions or nothing like that. So it's all audio.
Nah, man. To say I've been perfect, bro, that would be a lie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've made my mistakes. To say the least, but do I correct them? Yes. Do I continue to correct them? Yes. And basically, you just can't. It goes back to mentality again.
Yeah.
You can't feel like that, bro. And what I do is, I'm so focused on other things. I'm not focused on that. And like you said, I've dealt with multiple women, things like that. So I know, like, I'm not really missing out on anything.
See that? Yeah. So, yeah, you know what's out there. At some point, I guess at some point in your life, you're like, man, well, I guess it comes with the woman that you do have. If that woman's a good woman and you're going home to a good woman, I guess that means you're not going, fuck the streets, man. Fuck all these hoes out here, man. You're not going to be messing with all these hoes, man. I guess I never got to that level yet, man. If there's a couple girls I thought, man, I was gonna marry and have a family with and stuff like that, and then something happened. Maybe that was my weak-mindedness or something, or maybe the woman wasn't good enough or anything. Whatever it was, man, I just felt like I'm missing out. So
and for you to have that feeling, that's fine, bro. That's normal. Everybody has those feelings.
Yeah.
I had different motivations, my own personal motivations for doing what I did.
Yeah.
Settling down and getting married. But for you, you know what I'm saying, it may be different. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah. And I always say there's nothing wrong with a man having more than one woman at all. It's just it's just you have just be honest. Not be a liar and a cheater.
So here's the thing. We're gonna say that.
Yeah.
This is how I feel about it. If you have a woman who's okay with you having
women, that's where it's at.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's where it's at. Okay. The woman has to be okay with it.
The woman has to be okay.
That's what I'm saying. Don't lie.
Don't lie about it. Yeah,
don't lie.
Be a man, be upfront about it.
Exactly.
And see, the problem happens that comes in a lot in relationships is you got a man who doesn't want just one woman.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a woman who just wants one man.
Yeah.
And you're not being honest with that woman who wants one man. And then once she finds out you're messing with other women, now here comes a huge problem.
Come all the craziness.
That's right. Or what we call crazy. But, you can't really call
I'm glad you said that, bro. Because I'm so glad you said that, man. Because the woman, she ain't really crazy. Yeah. It's just that you lied to her.
Yeah.
And she found out, nigga.
Oftentimes.
And women are emotional. And I say this all the while, they're capricious and whimsical. Yeah. So, when a woman, when you hear...
I'm just pause. Yeah. So when I say they are, and when I'm agreeing with that statement, what I mean is by nature, women are definitely more in tune with their emotions and their feelings. And oftentimes, not every woman, there are some tactical, of course, a lot of tactical and technical women, but oftentimes you have a female, because I don't want to say women. You got a girl or a female person.
Women don't like being called females for some reason.
I know they don't. That's
I don't know why.
I'm being careful with that. But what I mean by that, I mean an unmature woman. I'll say that. A woman that hasn't matured yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But women don't mature until they way later in life, though.
There are cases, bro.
When they 3 scores a woman, man. That's what Paul said. 3 scores, and a score is 20 years, so that means 60.
Yeah, that is a biblical statement, and there are cases. The only thing I just tried not to generalize.
Oh yeah.
Not every woman. I determine that
most women
by case
99%.
You crazy. I'm not gonna get into percentages on that. If we can get into business percentages, I'm gonna be play cool, play careful. But listen, what I'm gonna say to that is,
no, you ain't worried about these women.
No, but I'm not. I don't like to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
So to speak. So
no,
I don't want to rub people the wrong way, based on I just be careful with expressing my views, because I think that's important to do. I feel like a lot of miscommunication happens and problems happen when people aren't cautious about what it is they're discussing or debating. So that's what I try to do. But what I think about that is, you just gotta. It all boils down to a man being a decision maker, bro. So if you as a man, if you know, because what I will say, a lot of times women know what they want or think they know what they want in a man.
Yeah.
That being said, a man should know or think what he knows, what he wants in a woman.
Yeah.
And go after that. Stop going after women that are easy or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Like that. Go after what you want, so that when you get a woman, it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to lie and be a player and go behind her back. You can solve a lot of problems by doing that.
Yeah. I always say, man, you get what you tolerate, man. When you in some, like, shit, whatever you tolerate is what you gonna tolerate. If you putting up with bullshit, you gonna put up with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is, man. So
and so Paul said, he said 3 score, but I'm not gonna say that.
That's not all women, man. I joke. It's everything is case by case, individual. Every person is different. But there are natures of men and women, of human beings, just
human beings, in general.
It's not just women that are whimsical and capricious.
Until in the older year. The nature of a woman can be considered that, but then it's a double-edged sword, because there are some men out there that have the same nature, whether it's been taught, whether they...
Well, and that's what I always say, man, like with the men and with men and women is different, because if a man is like that, it's most likely he got that from his mother or from a woman's spirit. That's a woman's spirit inside of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's his job to...
Yeah, bro. And I'm sorry to, I hope nobody, disagrees with that, but that is, bro, it's just... And it's scientific, it's biblical, bro. There's a feminine spirit, and there's a masculine energy and feminine energy.
Oh yeah.
And as a man, bro, you shouldn't want no feminine energy inside your masculine energy or around it. And that's how I feel about that.
That's a fact, bro.
And that's how you stay with that mindset. And as a man, you gotta be a decision maker. So with that being said, you just got...
So with saying all this and 2 men talking right here, man, two kings talking right here, you feel me? How do you feel about all the shit that's going on right now? You got, George Floyd, you got the protesting, you got the rioting and the looting, man.
Yeah.
Have you participated in any of the protesting and the looting and rioting?
No. No self-determination here, sir. But no.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'll take a Gucci belt, lady, if you got. Nah.
You know?
And they Galleria, they boarded up all that shit.
Bro, they
boarded up all that shit in the Galleria.
Nordstrom, pay for this.
Nordstrom, Saks, the second level with all the Gucci and Louis, all that boarded up. Probably for the next month or two.
Man,
you know they make enough money to pay the employees, so they good. They like, y'all not about to come here and ransack this shit. How do you feel about that, man? Like, what is your opinion on that? Because, well, I want to know your opinion first, and I'll tell you my opinion.
Well, my opinion, to answer your question, I haven't done any looting, no rioting. I haven't done that.
But I assume that.
I showed my support on social media for it. During the time they were protesting, I did have my brother and my sister, they did go, and my spirit was there with them on my behalf.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't there in the flesh protesting. But how I feel about that, what I think about that is, of the obvious. I think is very, very, I think is evil.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. I'll keep it simple. I think it's evil behavior, what's going on. Am I surprised by it? No, because I'm one of those individuals who understand the signs of the times, what's going on.
Yeah.
We're it's a war.
So do you think police brutality is a issue in America? Is police brutality an issue in America? Let me ask that.
Not do you think police brutality? Yes.
Okay.
I believe so because of the proof. And the way I view police brutality is the scale of things. How the form of punishment is handed out to a person versus another. So the police brutality I'm talking about is, guys like George Floyd, who was, in my mind, completely innocent because, one of the things they try to say.
And I don't want to cut you off, but even though I just did, I don't know if we can say that he's innocent. Not saying that he's guilty.
Yeah.
But I think that's a conclusion that we're jumping to when we say he's innocent. Yeah. Obviously someone dying on camera is like, that's crazy.
Right.
Someone dying on camera is crazy.
Definitely.
Seeing death is crazy. But I think a lot of us do jump to that conclusion that he was an innocent man, quote unquote. And we don't know if he was an innocent man. Maybe in that moment he was an innocent man, but we don't know how he lived his life.
So So with that being said, what was recorded on camera and what happened, the situation
was wrong.
That's the matter at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Not what he has done before that.
Yeah.
Not any criminal acts, because I'm pretty sure every person walking this earth has done something that can be considered a criminal act or against the law.
But
so with that,
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So the argument that the other side brought to the table was that he was trying to. First, they said it was a counterfeit check. He couldn't produce a check, so they tried to say he paid with a counterfeit bill, or they still haven't produced the counterfeit bill.
Yeah.
So my question is, why were the cops called in the first place?
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
What's the real?
That's what I want to know too.
So this is why I say he's innocent, because he hasn't been proven guilty. So situations like that where cops get called on you for no reason, then you end up dead being a minority or African American.
Yeah.
I call that evil. You know what I'm saying? But I also, there's two sides to that though.
Yeah.
And I see what you're saying. Your point is those brothers and sisters that have been killed by police in the midst of doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Are they innocent?
Yeah.
That's a tough question. But to be technical, no.
Yeah.
Do they deserve to die at the hands of police right there in that situation? No.
Yeah.
They deserve.
I definitely agree with
to
that.
Go to court.
Yeah.
Just like the next man, everybody else.
Yeah.
You're guilty. You should be guilty.
Yeah.
To prove it is innocent, because that's what the written law is.
Yeah. And I look at it in two ways, man. I look at it like this. It's like, there are certain people in this country that, they're like, well, I'm black, and since I'm black, that I don't have the quote unquote privileges that everyone has, and I can't do the same things that white people can do or whatever. So, and I feel like when people go that angle, then it's like, all right, well, then if you know that, then you make sure you keep your shit airtight. Make sure you walk around. Like not even getting into them situations,
And see, bro, it's funny you said that, because I just had this conversation the other day, and I agree with that. So I don't do the mentality to say, hey, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Somebody is making it to where I can't do that. I don't do that.
So do you, as a black man, because, you know, honestly, I don't even know if you black, man. Are you black?
First of all, I'm black. I'm a black man. Yes. Just because there's women. Look, my forefathers, yes, I do have a white grandmother.
Yeah, okay.
Well, she's actually she's more Native American than anything. She's a literal Blackfoot Indian. Her mother literally never wore shoes to the day she died.
Wow.
She was more so like Indian than white.
Shoes. Well, I am not no American. I ain't wearing them damn shoes. She was
a literal Blackfoot Indian.
Shoes are American as shit.
She wasn't the American. She was the original American.
Oh, the Aboriginal American.
The Aboriginal, yeah. So I come from, that, and I do have white in my family, white foremothers. I don't have any white forefathers. All fathers and forefathers in my family are black men. And, by science, by DNA evidence, you go by what you're, even biblical.
Yeah.
Text, there is evidence. You can see that in the Bible. You go by what your father.
Yeah.
Because we carry the seed of life. The woman nurtures, provides the egg and develops the baby in the womb, and she gives birth.
Yes.
The values are the same. I'm not the type of man to devalue a woman.
Oh no, she's beautiful. We need her. Essential to life, all that, man.
That's right. Even though we carry a seed, where will we put the seed?
Yeah. We need both.
Equality.
Yeah.
Well, equal.
Equal in the sense as
Yeah.
Not equal as a sense of everyone.
In all things, no.
Because and I want to ask you some more questions too. We're almost out of time, but we're gonna go a little bit over since you've been late, motherfucker.
We're gonna do this again, man.
Oh, of course, bro. Like, man, an hour is not long enough, bro.
It's not.
I learned that doing these interviews, an hour is not long enough.
Right.
It really ain't. But so do you think do you believe in equality? Do you think that this fight for equality, do you think it's a fight that we can, I guess, fight for?
Pertaining to what?
Just in general,
like versus men or racial equality?
Just equality in a broad sense, because to me, let me say, I don't think men and women are equal, and I think people that fight for that fighting a losing battle. And I don't even think two people on this earth are equal. Me and you aren't equal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we go out to get something to eat. Mm-hmm. You gonna get what you want. I'm gonna get what I want.
That's right.
If we get the same amount of food, you might not get enough nutrition. I might get more than what I need, or vice versa. Right. So equality is.
I think people get offended by that because they don't realize what equality actually is. So when you say not everybody is equal, I don't get offended by that because that's true. Yeah. Basically, how I understand that, everybody is different. Everybody has their own thing. So life in the world be boring if everybody was the same. That's how I feel. So
it's a communist,
right?
Socialism.
If you come standpoint, if you asking that question based on like rights and things like that, everybody, for the most part, besides, people who have, shouldn't really be a part of society, you know what I'm saying? No matter what nation they're from or race.
Yeah.
Everybody should have their own rights.
Yeah. So, and then earlier, and this is a little bit switching gears, but not really. I asked you if you were black or not, and that was really like a satirical question because
my whole life, bro.
Yeah, and that's really a satirical question because black is really just a color. It's
exactly.
It's not a race. No. And I think we hold on to that because of the social construct in America and everybody.
There's no such thing as black or white.
No,
that was
sir.
constructed here as a part of the slavery and racism, bro. Yeah. If you look at white.
Glad you said racism.
Yeah. If you look at whites or Caucasians, where did they originate from? Europe, in all parts of Europe.
And I say this all the time.
Where did Africans or African Americans originate from? West coast of Africa, a little bit of the South, not really from, different parts of Africa. Yeah. So those are the nations.
Nations.
It goes by nations.
It's not
color.
No, sir.
That's because how I feel. And that's biblical as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I always say this, man, because if you go to the Caribbean, if you go to Africa, they're not calling themselves black.
That's right.
They're like, I'm Dominican.
Exactly. That's why you got Dominicans that don't like black people.
Of course.
Tell you straight up, I'm not black.
So I don't like black people.
Bro, you got Jamaican, bro, that'll come here and look at you like a piece of trash, like you ain't nothing, because you proclaim to be black.
Yeah.
So with that, you got to look into that. Why is that? Does the rest of the world know something that
we don't know? Yeah.
And see, gotta ask yourself that.
Yeah.
You ask that.
And I always say, man, and I'm not a pro-black person at all. This is not a pro-black podcast. And this is not at all because I feel like you have to think for yourself, man. Once you get into that pro-black rabbit hole, man, you start group thinking and thinking, shit, just because he black, I'm black, we cousins, so we go through the same shit. And you said racism a little earlier, and
that group thinking gotta get you in trouble.
It really will, bro.
Like thinking as a group.
It will get you fucked up
unless everybody's on the same page. And it's just better to think individual.
It's only better to think individual because you'll figure out that shit, at the end of the day, we are all on the same page.
Yeah. And see, as a king, bro, we're going to touch on racism real quick, but as a king, go back to that king rulership mentality. A king thinks individually. He has people around him that gives him opinions.
Yeah, and advice and stuff like
that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he has advisors, things like that. Yep. At the end of the day, the final decision rests with him. Yeah. He's an individual thinker. So if you want to build a nation, you want to have rulership, you want to be a king, you have to have rulership. Yeah. You can't have rulership without making decisions.
You can't. And but I do say this, man, and with saying all that, I don't believe in racism. I don't believe in oppression. And I can't believe in police brutality. With that mentality, how can oppression affect you? Like, if we was oppressed, then shit, we would still be slaves right now. You know what I'm saying? If racism was going on right now, then we wouldn't be here today. Someone would be making us do something that we don't want to do. And that's why I say, now,
okay. So here's the difference for me, my perspective on that is, here's the difference in that. Yeah. So there's a difference in slavery and oppression. Slavery is literally being forced and taken and forcing, someone to do something.
Yeah.
Oppression is having the power or ability to make something happen to another person based on racism.
Okay.
So let's say this. Now,
I like the definition, by the way. Like, I like that. Yeah.
Got you. So I appreciate that. But see, me, I'm definitive, bro. I don't add my own definition on things. I look at the dictionary. Mm-hmm. What's the definition? I go by that.
Yeah.
Same thing with
facts.
Right. I don't add or take away from what's there.
Yeah.
So, but that's the literal.
Well, that's what, and then when we look at black and white, and you talk about definitions, black it means ignorance. It means it's the opposite of white, and white is pure. It means innocent.
And so you gotta ask yourself, who created that? If you look in any historical records, look at the list of all different types of nations and names and groups of people.
And if you look at
where in history was any group of people named after a color other than here, America?
And even when you look at racism, the word racism didn't exist until the 1940s.
So look,
they weren't saying racism.
How much time we get?
So I gotta say this. Yeah, we got about 5 minutes left, man.
So racism. this is where I want to say.
Yeah,
and it's okay if that's your experience, your life experience, that you haven't experienced racism.
Yeah,
okay, because racism by definition is a belief.
A belief.
So
glad you said that.
A belief. So if you have not had any reason to believe in that, if you haven't had a life experience, if you were blessed enough by the Most High that He kept you protected, you haven't experienced that as a black man, that's your creed, bro. If you don't believe in that, me as a person, as a mature black man, as an adult, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I will say, I've had a different experience. And you'll look at me, you just asked me, was I a black man?
Yeah.
So that means if you look at me by first glance, I don't actually look like a full-blooded black man.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I myself can give you 3 to 4 situations where I've been where I've dealt with racism.
Yeah.
Me as a young black entrepreneur, I deal with racism still to this day.
Yeah.
Bro, I've had besides police, I've been on my way to work, pulled out of, chased down on 1960 at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Racially profiled in my car, pulled out with guns and stuff because they thought that I had participated in a bank robbery.
Yeah.
But the only thing that saved me was I had my work clothes on. I was able to call and have verification that I just left the place I was at.
Yeah.
But because I was black and riding in the type of car I had, they pulled me over.
Yeah.
And that's just one instance.
Yeah.
I've been, drawn down on a few times. And some situations I put myself in, a situation like that, I didn't.
Yeah.
So another situation pertaining to business, this is just one example. I actually experienced some racism on a project. It was about $3,000 a couple of weeks. Me and my whole team, bro. I had about 6 guys out there, plus my guy Will. You remember Will? He does a lot
Oh my God, Will! Yeah. Hey man,
does a whole lot. Shout out to Will, bro. That's my guy.
That's my boy too, man. You know, I used to help him sell candy in school.
Thanks, bro. Still a hustler. Still grinding.
I'd be like, bro, man, let me help you out to sell these chips, dog. And you know, he was overpricing, bro. 50 cents. He was selling them hoes for $1.25, bro. Oh, that Will. Nah, just
hey, that's business. You gotta, you know. So But yeah, bro, we had a situation like that a couple weeks ago. But the one that sticks out of my mind that really affected me was a couple years ago, and I use it, and we got to come back and talk about that. Victim mind state. I agree with what you said, bro. You can't allow that because it does exist in my mind. Racism, oppression, all of it does still exist. Okay. But as a man, you can't allow that to stop. You can't say, "Oh, that's gonna stop me. I can't do that because this exists." No, bro. I was raised. My mom told me. My uncles warned me, bro. You as a black man growing up, you're gonna have to work 2-3 times as hard as the next person. Yeah. So I had that instilled in me from a young age. So it don't bother me. It bothers me, but I'm like, you know what? I use it as motivation. I'm gonna get out there and prove to everybody. You know.
And I'm not gonna say that you're not gonna run into. Like I always say this, man. Every time you walk out the house, when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna have to deal with positives and negatives every day. Yeah. And you know, some people just not gonna like you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Some people just not gonna want to fuck with you. Facts. But you can't let that affect you. So when I say racism, oppression, and police brutality don't exist, I'm saying I don't want to say that you're gonna walk in the house and nobody's gonna like you and you should just walk like but some people just not gonna like you for whatever reason. But when I say racism, and you already said this, racism is a two-way street. Yeah. Someone has to believe they're superior and someone has to believe they're inferior. Yeah. Like, you know, I used to hoop, bro. And every time I walked on the court, I thought, I still hoop. I'll still give niggas buckets. Don't get that wrong. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like I'm the best on the court. Definitely. What's wrong with it? And are some people going to be intimidated by that? Yeah. So what? What is that going to change me? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. And that goes with life too. So if people are walking around like they're better than you, okay. So, but just because you feel like they better than you,
you should feel that way too.
You should feel like you better than them and whatever. You not better than them, but you should feel like you actually
better. Go ahead, think that way.
You know what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you, just like you said, I'm glad you said that, brought basketball into the equation. So when we step on the court, you got to be the most confident. You gotta. If you feel like you're superior, you walk into that gym and your opponent sees that. Yeah, and
they gonna snap that out real quick.
Yeah, so you can use intimidation as a tool. Yeah. So with that being said, bro, intimidation is a part of power. Nice. So if you want to have power, bro, learn how to use it. Yeah. So, but and you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't. What was it you just said?
I don't remember.
About bro,
say a lot of shit, dog.
Okay, so you were saying that racism does not exist.
Well, I say racism, police brutality, and oppression don't exist.
They do exist, but you should not let it stop you if you don't have to. Yeah. You know, if it comes your way and you can't do nothing about it, you got to deal with it how it comes. But other than that, bro, I agree with not letting it stop you or prevent you. That goes back to the example I was giving, bro. I remember dealing with a customer that called me. He happened to be a white police officer, actually. Yeah. This was a couple years ago before I got to the level I'm at now in business. I gave them, bro, he was calling me nonstop, trying to get me out there to give him a quote. Me and the guy I was working with at the time, who I had on my team at the time, to give him a quote for a big project. Long story short, ended up quoting him between the vibe before we got there, before he knew we were black men, was totally different. Yeah. Blowing me up, trying to get me out there ASAP. When I told him I could finally get out there, bro, calling me every day, hey, can you make sure you get it? Yeah. So when we got there, vibe totally changed. And me knowing life, I pulled up, I saw the police car, I already knew, I predicted it. I was like, bro, we might as well just talk to him for a few minutes and go and head back home. Because once we see we hop out this truck with 2 black men, we got a white police officer right here, bro, he's not going to give us this job. Yeah. Especially the amount of money that it was going to be. Had to quote him $10,000. No joke. Yeah. I'm not saying this just for the microphone. No. It was a $10,000 job that we quoted him. Yeah. I already knew before, and that was $2,000 cheaper than what we should have quoted, right? Yeah. Bro, I kid you not. The moment, not only could you feel the vibe, because you can feel the vibe if you have experienced racism, or I would say not racism, bigotry. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You were around a person that don't like you because you black. Okay. You can feel the vibe. Yeah. That's the vibe. We were around a person that obviously didn't like black people. Yeah. And, you know, once we got up out of there, bro, he went from blowing me up for a week Never heard from him again.
Yeah.
Never heard from him.
And look, and to me, when you don't like somebody because of their skin color, that's
oppression too.
Yeah,
that's an example of oppression.
Well, and I want to disagree with you respectfully, because I feel like it didn't oppress you because you kept it pushing, you kept it moving, but it stopped you from doing that job. Obviously,
facts. Okay,
if he's
right, so that opportunity was oppressed because there was a person that didn't like me because of my race.
But we can't say that.
But no, it didn't stop me. I get what you're saying.
But we do got to get out of here, man. And Khalil, bro, I really want you to come back, bro, because it's so much that I didn't even get to ask you, bro. I had a list of stuff I didn't even get to ask you. I just really want. I was like, man, fuck that list. I want to come in and top it up with my guy.
Bro, coming back.
But when you say it didn't stop you from doing what you're doing, and I just think it's real pure ignorance if someone doesn't like you because of the color of your skin. That's really all it is. It's a battle between good and evil, and it is what it is. But at the same time, that's a man too. You know what I'm saying? And we can't. If a man makes a decision, he just makes that decision. If he don't want to fuck with somebody, he don't want to fuck with somebody. It is what it is.
I didn't. It rubbed me the wrong way, but at the end of the day, I was prepared for it. I already knew.
But we can't put that on the whole quote unquote white race. That's just that man's ignorance, and maybe like America is a garden.
We can't. And I agree with that as well, because that was a situation that happened. I got white clients to this day. One of my matter of fact, majority, because we don't have.
You're not a pro-black business where you just fuck with black people.
No, bro. I
don't matter, man. Money is green.
Money is green. There you go. So you're a good customer. You're a good client. I'm gonna give you my business. We're gonna do good business. I'm at the level now where I could turn down business too, though. But if I don't want to do business with you, I won't. But I typically don't do that for people who don't show respect. The proper respect to the company. People who try to lowball you too much, it gets disrespectful. So people that want to do work for free, definitely.
Oh, no.
Stuff like that. But no, I didn't let that stop me, and I don't let that stop me. And that's not to say that all white people, people of that race or whatever are the same. There are a few that are not. I have white clients now. I've had white clients after that and before that situation.